It's summer 2016. We are in Colombia, South America. 16 people from North Hills on a mission to share the gospel of Christ with our life stories, a translator, and a picture cube showing the greatest story ever told. In the morning, we learn more about the strategy to partner with Colombians in Cali, and we're filled with God's truth from our E3 Partners team leader, Sam. Then, we split by group and head to hand-picked neighborhoods called barrios. We work directly with a local pastor and a new church. We share with the cube, help establish walking distance contacts, and invite locals to an I Am Second Bible study that afternoon. Today is day 3. The Perkins group is in a new area, one of Cali's commercial zones.
Monday and Tuesday we're in not a super poor section of town, but in maybe a tad bit more impoverished than where we're at right now. We're in a more commercial district, and I've noticed the people that I engage on the street are really headed somewhere with a mission. So the locations have been very different over the last 3 days, and the receptivity in the first of the first 2 days in that neighborhood was really good, and the receptivity here has been just a little harder.
Well, we spotted these two ladies sitting there talking, and we went up to them and asked them if we could spend some time with them. And they were there basically sharing their troubles and needing the Lord. And we led them both to the Lord, and their response at the end that it couldn't happen at a better time. So it's one of those divine appointments that God has.
While we were talking to those two ladies, I noticed the Holy Spirit just let me notice how one of them was opposing. She was resisting the Holy Spirit while we were preaching the gospel, and the Holy Spirit just put some words in my mouth and how he wanted to help her, and especially at that precise moment they were talking about that, and the God knew all along, and she just broke out crying. She just started crying. But it's those little times where we can see the power of God just working on people here in Cali. It's great. It just inspire us to continue on doing what we're doing, and we just thank the Lord for everything that He's continuing doing over here in this campaign.
What happened with that last guy that you were talking to for a long time?
On the street, yes. I think he understood. I think that it was difficult for him to pay attention a little bit just because there was so much traffic around, but I think that at the end you said the prayer of confession with him, and how did you feel he received it when he said back to you?
Well, I think that he did it with his heart, but the most important thing was that the way he was getting excited because he was going to share the same story with his wife, his mom, and his grandma. So he was getting excited about that.
What we do is that we give them a little flat form of our cube, and we ask them for 3 people who they would like to share what they've just heard and believed in, and it really does change them, because now they go, oh, I have a job, I need to share what I've just done with my loved ones. And so I think that definitely excites them.
Yes.
And it prepares them, and the fact that the church, the local church, is going to be following up with it is huge. Yeah.
I was a little skeptical of the idea of a quick conversion type preaching on the streets type thing, but God is a God who can transform people's minds and hearts in a year or in a minute. Also, like God giving you the humility to know that you can learn from them just as much as they're learning from you. It's an amazing experience, which sounds really cliche, but it really is. As you're preaching to them, telling them, teaching them, you're also talking to yourself and telling yourself truth and the promises of God over and over and over and over again across the course of a week straight does more benefit for you than I imagined.
Right over here to the left of us, Lucy is speaking through a translator with a church member to a young guy who's maybe 18 years old, and they're having a pretty lively conversation. And actually they're praying right now, so that is really exciting.
Now we are brothers and sisters in God's family. And we were standing on the street corner, and God totally arranged for a man to just walk up, and he was wondering what we were doing, why we were here. So I explained to him my story, why I was in Cali, and I shared the cube with him. And he was so open to discussion and so willing to listen. And we went through the cube. He accepted Jesus, and I think with full understanding of what he was doing. And then at the very end, I showed him the last part of the cube, which is ways we can glorify God. And he said, I have this and I have this, but I don't have this, and how do I get this?
But I have these.
Well, I can give this to you. So we have cards that have the same pictures as the cube, and you can use it to share with your friends and family. And so God just totally opened up an opportunity to explain to him the importance of community with other believers, and invite him to the church, and then also to share with him the importance of telling others about Christ. And his daughter is caught in drugs, and he's excited to share that with her. We prayed over her, prayed over him, and it was just a really humbling experience.